Alrighty, you guys, so let's get started with this video right here. This equipment is very simple and very inexpensive. I chose this equipment in specific for this video because there's not even $100 altogether. Now there's probably like $150 altogether between all the pedals, but that's my point. You know, normally you would spend $150 to $350 on one pedal alone, right? So I picked these guys right here for these purposes because it's not only for Tash Sultana music that this would work, it's pretty much for any kind of music that you want to loop, right? So speaking about loops, let's see if we can start it right here. The first pedal that I'm going to be speaking about is going to be this Loop Station RC1 Boss. Boss makes awesome pedals. Actually, if you notice, it says Boss, Boss, and Boss. I use Boss. I really love it, right? So basically, this Loop Station right here allows you to have unlimited tracks. It has a really cool display right here that it shows you where the track starts, and it actually highlights where you are on the loop until it ends and it starts over again, and also has a little volume control with the extra jacks on the side for extra pedals and all this cool stuff. This is a very basic pedal. This is the RC1. The one that I use is the RC3, which in reality the main difference is the display, and that the RC3 has presets, right? But we're not talking about presets. That's a little bit more advanced, so we're going to try to keep it as simple as possible for this tutorial, right? So when you're looping your tracks, you're going to need this guy right here. Now she, when I say she, I'm talking about Tash Sultana. She adds a lot of distortion, especially close to the end of her songs, when she adds her solos, where you hear the distortion, the sweep echo, the tap echo, reverb, delay, too many effects to number, right? So to get yourself started with that, get yourself a very simple distortion pedal. This one right here is the Distortion DS1 Boss, and again, very simple. You can control the tone, you can control how much distortion you get, and also the volume, also how much how much volume the guitar is putting out right here. And very intuitive, just one tap for, it's basically a foot switch, right? So it switches between distortion and clean sound back and forth. This guy right here, I really enjoy. I like to use this guy. It has a double purpose. This guy right here is both a wah pedal and a volume control pedal. I normally use it for the volume control because if I have to do something that requires kind of like just a wah moment, I normally use the whammy bar, unless it requires a lot more wah, and then I would say, hey, get yourself a crybaby or get yourself something a little bit more heavier. But if you're just getting started and you don't want to spend a lot of money, this guy right here is probably like for anywhere from $25 to $35. And like I said, the links are going to be below, and you can order it from Amazon and they'll send it to you in a couple of days. It's really cool. Alright, moving on to the next pedal. This one right here is going to be the FS 5-View Boss pedal. This pedal is really cool. I mean, it's just a foot switch essentially, right? So basically switches between, when you hook it up to an amplifier that has two channels, that has the channel for distortion and the channel for the clean, this pedal allows you to switch back and forth between the two of them. But when you hook this guy to this guy right here, what it's going to do for you is that it's going to allow you to stop your tracks and delete them as you're playing. So keeping in mind that the kind of equipment that we're using is for live sound, right? We're not using this for recording music or producing music. You're doing this as a live artist. You're going to, you know, sometimes make mistakes, and you're going to need like kind of like a little eraser. This is your eraser right here. If you make a mistake, you just tap it once or tap it twice, depending on what you're trying to do, and it's going to help you out erase that last track, if not all tracks altogether. So like I said, I wanted to keep this video as short as possible. That's pretty much it for this part one. Is just the equipment. Part two, I'm going to show you how to hook it up and all this cool stuff and how to use it to play. You know, I'm going to use songs like Jungle and maybe Notion or something like that, so that way you guys get a feel of how these pedals work together, right? But the first thing that we need to do is start finding this equipment. All right, a couple of things that I'm going to kind of add there Each one of these pedals right here requires a power source. Instead of getting a power source for each one of them individually, how about you get yourself one of these cool little daisy chains, so that way you have only one power source, and then you just hook up these guys all together. And as a daisy chain, also a few of these little short lines, so you don't have long lines in between the pedals. You just literally use these little short guys that go in between them so they can hook up, because you're gonna have a long line that comes in from the guitar right here for the distortion pedal, a short line for the loop, a short line for the wah or your volume control, and right here you're going to have another long line that is going to go to your amplifier, right? And then this short little guy is going to hook up directly to your loop pedal, completely independent from everybody, from everything else, because it has a little jack. That's the reason why I'm recommending this pedal right here, because this one has extra jacks that you can hook up extra pedals to it. Now, if you find yourself like a ditto or a looper or something like that, or like a very simple nano looper pedal or something like that that doesn't have those extra capabilities, then I recommend that you leave this guy out for now, unless you're going for something like this. Okay, alrighty, you guys, so that's pretty much it. This video, like I said, as simple as possible, just speaking a little bit about the equipment that you can use. On the next video, I'm going to show you a little bit more about what you can do about the reverb, the tap echo, the phaser, how you can get all this stuff to work for you without having to buy so many pedals and spending all this money. That's something that is very important here. But on top of that, I'm going to show you how to hook it up, and I'm going to play a couple of songs for you so that you guys really understand how this equipment right here in specific works. If you guys have any questions, put them down in the comments. If you like this video, please like, share, comment, subscribe. There's so many calls to actions, but I really like to remind you guys that it really helps out when you subscribe, when you go to the Facebook page at Melodic Heals. It really helps out because we stay together as a community, and then I can answer your questions a lot faster, right? This is a video that a few people have been asking for, and I wanted to make sure to put it out as soon as possible. All right, so if you guys have more questions, please let me know. Of course, I'm going to be making more videos on more equipment that you can use, because this is just like the starter pack, right? She uses what do you call it? She has drum kits, she has pedals for each and every single sound that you hear in her music. Pedal controls that sound, and it's amazing to see how she transitions from so many sounds and so many presets that she has in front of her, and still delivers a really powerful performance. You know, it's literally like watching a full band. That's like how good she is live. You know, it's really cool stuff. Actually, when she came here to LA, I got the chance to see her live, and I gotta tell you guys, it's no joke. Tash Sultana, she has earned her place in music. She has earned her place in everything. I don't know if you guys know that she started on the streets of Australia, and it's tough as a musician to do something like that, and to see what she's doing right now and the kind of equipment that she's, you know, implementing into her music is ridiculous. But everybody has to start somewhere. Everybody can get to that level. We all have to work for it, and we all have to move, you know, kind of with time and where we are. So if you feel that you need to, you know, you're practicing 15 minutes and you're not, you know, getting the results, then man, bump that to an hour. Start practicing 2-3 hours a day, and you're gonna really see a difference in your playing, in your knowledge, and in what you can really do. And you're gonna see that the more you practice, the more you start believing in yourself. So like I always say, Melodic Heals loves you guys. It's very important that you guys remember that, because if you feel that you're alone in this world, hey, so does everybody else. We all feel pretty lonely and at times and all that stuff, but you have to remember that there's people out in the world that really care about you and want you to find ways to kind of fill those holes in life and all that stuff with very productive things, rather than drugs and alcohol and all this bull crap, right? So let's see if we can pick up the guitar a little bit more often. Thank you so much for watching this video. Like I said, part 2 is going to be coming out fairly soon, if not in the, you know, very shortly after this video is posted. Part 2 is going to come out, and I'm going to show you how to use all this gear. Alrighty, you guys, have a very good night. Catch you later. Don't forget to subscribe. Melodic Heals out.